We're here with Rick Goossen of the Entrepreneurial Leaders Organization, a founder who's done an interesting work on teaching how to be a marketplace leader. And Rick, you've got a phrase for us today, the serpent and the dove.
Right.
There's one of each at work, the serpent and the dove.
Right. I think there's a balance that Christians have to have, because I always like referring to Matthew 10:16, where it talks about wise as a serpent, innocent as a dove. I think sometimes Christians in the marketplace are naive and don't always act appropriately and often get ripped off. So I say to people that, on the one hand, be wise as a serpent, but at the same time, don't lose your positive spirit and be innocent as a dove.
How do you be wise as a serpent? I mean, snakes aren't the first thing I think of when I think of how I want to posture my actions.
Well, I think when we talk about wise as a serpent, what I take away from that is being aware of how people act, being aware of your surroundings, being aware of different motives, and guarding yourself appropriately. So in other words, don't be naive. Don't trust people just because they make certain representations, maybe say they're a fellow believer, those types of things. Unfortunately, Christians often are easily manipulated.
The harmless as a dove part, let's talk about that.
Right. Well, it's a bit of a contradiction, because when we talk about harmless as a dove, that sounds being innocent. But the way I'd set the balance is, when you're innocent as a dove, you should be trusting of people, assume the best in people, assume people are trustworthy, but at the same time, not expose yourself too much. So what I've found in business is that if you assume people are dishonest, people who are actually honest will take offense at that. So I think wise as a serpent means being careful, but innocent as a dove means actually really believing the best for people, hoping that it works out, but at the same time, not being naive.
Okay, let's talk about getting wisdom in our work, getting that wise as a serpent. Where do you source that?
Well, I think there's lots of great examples from the Bible. I think of the book of Proverbs. A lot of business people will say you should read the book of Proverbs one chapter a day, every month, continually.
I've done a Bible study like that in the Path Underground in Toronto, where we do a chapter of the day of what it is. It's great reading.
Right.
Okay, so that's one place.
I think Proverbs, Ecclesiastes would be another one, because Ecclesiastes talks about the meaning of work and the meaning of toil. So I think that's another great source. And of course, all the parables throughout the Bible provide a lot of insight in terms of dealing with people and hopefully guarding yourself and keeping that balance of wise as a serpent and innocent as a dove.
All right, Rick Goossen, Marketplace Matters. And we'll keep you in tune with how to be a positive influence in your workplace.